Hello everyone. In our last video, we tried to understand, how to build a decision tree using a sklearn package, and also we understood how by default any tree-based algorithm are overfitted, right? And also we try to understand how can we overcome this overfitting using like one of the parameter called max depth, right? Using this parameter, right? So we tried with the different values like 2, 3, 4, 5, right? As the number is growing on, the model is more prone to overfitting. I mean, it's not the case with all the data. So whatever the data we have, it's very less. Mostly is a sample data. Maybe if we have the real time data, maybe the max up value might be a little bit higher, right? And also we we seen one more problem, that what is the best value for this, right? Which we discussed. And also like we have few other parameters like whether it's a Gini or entropy. Those are the the impurity measurements, right? That help us to decide the root nodes, leaves, all those things, right? So which one we should use that, and what is the best combination of this? We really don't know, and it's not that easy, to come here, first try with 3, build a model, check the accuracy. You're not happy, come back and change it to 4. No, it's a iterative process, right? And not just one parameter we have. So we have few other parameters which we are going to discuss now. So we really don't know the best combination of this, right? So when you talk about the max depth, we don't know, it can be a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? And we don't know whether it's a Gini or entropy. So maybe with the Gini, with the criteria Gini and max the 5 may give you the good combination, maybe give you the good results. We don't know, right? So to overcome that, in last video we discussed there's a concept called grid search, which we are going to discuss in some time, right? So we know this first two parameters criteria, right? So which we already discussed that in our initial videos. So the another one is the max depth, which we discussed yesterday in our last video. And there are few more important parameters. One is called max features. So what max features does is, so now I decided glucose as my root node, and under that I decided my age and BMI as my child nodes. So now, obviously, when I want to decide whether it's an age or BMI, what we'll do, we'll take all the columns, we'll find the information gain, all those things, right? Whichever column has more information gain, we'll consider that as a best split. So now to do that, what max features it does is, in our case, how many columns we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 columns here. By default, it will take all 8 columns and try to find the best split. So in max features, let's say if I say 5, it will randomly take 5 columns and try to find the best split. So this is also one of the way where you can regularize the overfitting of the decision trees, right? So because if you include all the data, all the columns, then yeah, you are teaching your tree all the features which you have, right? So overlearning is also the bad. That's what the overfitting concept is, right? So this max feature also help us to the overcome the overfitting, right? Now the another important thing is minimum sample split. Again, we know max features. What max features tell you? Out of 8 columns, if you say 5, it will take the 5 columns. Now again, what is minimum sample split, right? So for max, when you talk about max features, when I say 5, it takes 5 columns to find the best split, right? When you talk about minimum sample split, out of those 5 columns, let's say if I have somewhere around 1000 records, out of 1000 records, I'm just saying take 800 records. So max features will tell you, in max features I'm telling like take 5 columns. In minimum sample split, I am telling like out of 1000 rows, take 800 rows and find the best split, right? These are very important, parameters for tree-based algorithms. Even it will be the same parameters for the random forest also, right? That anyways we are going to discuss in our upcoming videos. So now we need to find the best parameters as we just discussed. For that, we are going to use grid search cross validation. And one more important thing which I want to discuss is cross validation, right? So one of the important, the feature in cross validation, k-fold cross validation. So we'll talk about what is k-fold. K and fold are two different things. So k is like number of folds, right? Okay, so we'll try to understand. Now I have my data set, right? So now what we will do, obviously we'll split into train and test data. So using train data, we'll train our model. Using test data, we'll test our model accuracy, right? Now what this cross validation, k-fold cross validation does is, it will again split, let's say if I say k equal to 5. So what it does is, it will split our training data set into 5 different folds. Okay. I mean, when you say k equal 5, it will 5 folds. If you say k equal 10, it will be 10 folds. I mean, 10 different data sets. In the first iteration, what it will do is, it will take 4 folds as your training data set, and the fifth fold will be as your test data set. You can call it a validation data set, right? And in the second iteration, it will take the first 3 and the fifth one as your train data set, and the fourth one as your validation data set. The repeat for the continuous. When you say k equal to 5, so you'll have 5 iterations, and each iteration it will make one fold as your test data and the remaining folds as your train data. So what is the benefit out of it? We'll discuss now. So when we are splitting the data into train and test, there's one important parameter called random state. So we already discussed the different sampling techniques in one of our video. So please go and watch that. I'll mention that link in the description. Right? And now what random state does? So when we are splitting into train and test data, it it is randomly splitting the data, right? And we are saying that random state is 47. Now maybe you can try yourself. Instead of 47, let's say if I put some other number, the accuracy will change for sure, right? There is no doubt the accuracy will change for sure. Maybe the accuracy may decrease or it may increase because of the random state, right? So maybe because of the randomness, maybe your train data may get some error. Maybe your data is not that good. The data is clean but not that good for our machine learning model, right? So just to overcome that problem, we have this cross validation. So now we'll straight away jump into that and we'll see how to do that using k-fold. So this we already seen yesterday in our last video. So now here under the model selection, I imported two methods called grid search CV and the k-fold. So here what I'm saying is, I created a k-fold object. I'm saying number of slit is 5 and the random state is 47. Like now it will create the data set something like this, right? And now this is important. Now I'm creating a dictionary. This dictionary has 3 keys. One is max depth, minimum sample leaves, and criteria. So here what I'm saying is, so I'm just saying my tree, hey, you know what? Try with 2, 3, 5, 10, and 20. And also the minimum sample is a 5, 10, 20, 50, 100. Now, technically how it works is, very first, it will take max depth as 2. And 2 with minimum sample leaf as 5 and criteria as a guinea. 2 minimum sample is a 10 and guinea. 220 guinea, 250 guinea, 200 guinea. At the same time, 2 5 entropy, 210 entropy. It will try all the possible use cases, scenarios, and out of that, it will give the best results. I mean, the best parameters, right? Now you are not worried about it, right? Now, if you see, there would be somewhere around maybe at least hundreds or 200, different combinations if you see here, right? Yeah, for sure, at least you'll have more than 200, different combinations here, right? Oh, sorry. It would be maybe hardly 50 combinations, 50 different, the combinations, not 200. Yeah. So now I created this dictionary and we have to be very careful with the key. I can give whatever the name I want, right? So obviously I should give the the exact, the parameter like max underscore the minimum sample leaf criteria, right? Now here I'm creating my dictionary object, right? And now I'm initiating the graded set CV, the object. And my estimator is dt. This is the dictionary object which we just created, and my param grid is this, and my CV cross validation is this scaffold which we created here, and number of jobs, verbose, scoring equal to accuracy. So now you can also keep, there are a few other options where you can keep under the scoring. So based on that, it will give you the best parameters based on the score accuracy. Now we created, now we initiated object for grid-search CV. Now we are fitting our data. So it's running. Okay. So now this is our model, right? So we know how to do it, right? So when we train the model, and to predict, we can say dt.predict, right? So like this, right? Same like, the way we did for linear and logistic regression. Even in case of grid search, you can simply say grid underscore search dot predict. Now what I'm doing is, so I'm just getting this results in grid search. Now this is obviously, your trained model. So inside that, you have another parameter called CV underscore results. So I'm just converting it to the data frame, and yeah. So it will tell you, right? So these are the different parameters it's tried, and the best accuracy, the average accuracy. We can see it all here, right? And also, we can see the best estimators, right? So if you see the uh, the best parameter for max step is 3, and the minimum sample if is 50. And also, right, if you see the best parameters, right? So you can see, so the Guinea is the best option, then entropy with max depth is 3 as we seen here, and the minimum sample leaf is 50. So now we really don't know, right? So what we did is we passed with the different combinations, right? And out of this, the multiple combinations, so our model finally decide, the Guinea max depth is 3, minimal sample leaf has 50 as a best parameters. Right? And also you can see the best score, maybe out of 50 iteration, the 77% accuracy is the best, score. Now, so you can say this is your, this is your trained model with these parameters. Now, you can test the accuracy. So we already created a function called score in our previous video. Where is this? Yeah. So we need to pass an object. It will tell you, uh, yeah, the train score and test score. It is good, right? So train score is 78% and test score is 74%. So now I'm printing my decision tree. So as Guinea is the best criterion, right? And the max depth is 3, 1, 2, 3, right? So now, with the simple feature called grid search CV, we're able to find the best parameters. Now, this is the same case when you use random forest, any kind of algorithm. If you want to find the best parameters, we'll be going for the grid search cross validation. There are few other like random search, right? So that we'll discuss later. Now, there is another important thing called future importance. So this topic maybe, well, I will create a different video, right? So hope you understand uh, what is the the power of grid search CV, right? How we can find the best parameters, without struggling going back and changing the parameters, try with different things, right? So using grid search and cross validation, we find the best parameters and the best data, right? So hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you.